running away from the past I left behind. I'm looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music, and I stay here for the night. I promise I'll be gone in the morning, out of sight and out of mind. No standing still. It's like you're stuck in a nightmare, but you keep doing it for the thrill. Well, this is reality, you only live it once, so wake up from your dream. But just for tonight, let the lines get blurred, let your thoughts be free, let your thoughts be free.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the newest stream in our schedule. It is the Saturday night reaction stream with myself, Stevo. Why am I doing this? Basically, it's because I can't do 3 PM kickoffs anymore. So I said to Jason, I think the best thing for us to do is for me to do a Saturday evening stream. I'd rather do it with Jason. Truth be told, I hate doing solo streams. But whatever. So I was listening into today's stream with Jason, and I could tell how painful it was for him. He openly admitted it. He hated the games that were played this afternoon at 3 o'clock. He had no interest in any of the games whatsoever. He struggled. I told him, look mate, just for future reference, if you don't want to do them, don't bother doing them. It's as simple as it gets. There is no point in trying to do something in which you're not enjoying it. It's a waste of time. It's an absolute waste of time doing something that you don't enjoy, and you could apply that to anything, to be honest with you. You could apply that with anything in life. don't do something, or don't try and force yourself into doing something because you feel that you need to do it. And everything for him, obviously, so far has gone completely against him. It's been a very strange couple of days. Obviously, last night we had, I've already spoke to death about it. I did my little video stream last night with my opinion on Burnley. As I said in the members video this morning, the first members video seemed to have gone down quite well, that members video as well. People seem to have enjoyed it, and I'll be doing a reaction video to it. It's just a continuous story, that's all it is. Just going to read your comments. Already noticed one person mentioning a content creator, and I'll be laying into them. It's quite simple. But we'll be doing that on a members video. So, yeah. So when listening in, the first half is the usual story, isn't it, with Elite FPL? If the first half is pants, the second half is normally very, very good in the 3 p.m. kickoffs. And that's exactly what happened today. We started off with no goals, and then in the second half they all came flying through. From my personal point of view, my betting went well. For anybody that doesn't know, and for those of you that care, as Gareth says in the office, all I do is 50p bets on anytime goal scorer / assister, and it's all done on popular fantasy football picks that I don't own. So for argument's sake, Callum Wilson or Matoma or Solly March as a simple example. Players that I think have got a high chance of doing something, and players I don't own for my own team. So I put 50p on it, and I've done quite well today. I put £8 worth of bets down, and I'm so far about 90p, maybe a couple of quid up. But I then actually was quite good. A bonus mini accumulator, a treble, for both teams to score yes or no. I thought I put in the I thought I put in the Brighton game. I didn't. I actually went with Bournemouth, both teams to score yes, Everton, both teams to score no, Sheffield United, no. And that was actually a Brucey bonus. That was actually very fortunate. I just literally noticed that about half an hour ago that I won that. Because I didn't realise I put in the Everton game. I thought it was Brighton. So I was already resigned to the fact that I'd lost my 50p on that. But no, I made a £1.75p profit. So, but also in the Super Brew, I've done very well as well. I got the Burnley result right, Arsenal outcome, Bournemouth bang on, Brighton correct outcome, Sheffield United correct outcome. Didn't get the Everton one or Newcastle one, but the history hasn't done too bad this week so far. Getting the Man City game absolute bang on the money. Pretty much saying that Man City are going to win 2-0. The one it struggled with was the Arsenal game. The Arsenal game that really did take a hit with the history. That failed miserably, along with the Bournemouth game as well, with another one the history struggled with. But with the Brighton game, to be fair, with the Brighton game, it kind of it said 2-1. It did expect Luton to score. Luton do like to score against Brighton. Everton Fulham. This is the interesting one. I do like these are the history ones that I do like. Fulham have only lost twice in the last 6, and they've also kept 3 clean sheets across the last 6, and there's been 4 clean sheets across those 6, and 3 of them were to Fulham. So Fulham winning 1-0 today. Same with Sheffield United and Crystal Palace. The last 5, a team has 1-0. What happened today? A team 1-0. So all good and dandy, and I think that from my personal standpoint, I'm very happy with how the Super. In fact, it even got the Aston Villa game right. It said pretty much if a team's going to win, it's going to be at home. Now, admittedly, it said that the team would win 2-0, but certainly in this specific case, Newcastle 1. I did say that I'm expecting it to be 1-1, but if there is going to be a winner, it's going to be Newcastle, and my God, they have started the season as they mean to go on, and it's pretty frightening. I didn't watch the game. I listened in on the radio. I watched the last 10 minutes or so. Has it paved my plans to bring in Watkins for Pedro? No. I'm still going to go through with it, but it means that I'm just going to have to wait to the final second of next week, because I'm going to try and get that Pedro, because Pedro's going to go up by at least 0.1, a minimum of 0.1 this week. I don't really want to lose out on that. So I'm kind of hoping that I go through with my plan of just getting Watkins in for Everton and be happy with it. I will kind of do some basic look at what Watkins did in that game and everything. I'll be doing that at some point next week when I do my score predictions and whatnot. But certainly, fuck's sake, man. Certainly, I'm pretty happy with everything that's gone. The Arsenal stuff was a pain in the backside, to be honest with you. Very frustrating at the fact that Gabriel didn't start, Salisu, whatever his bloody name is, Saliba did. And unfortunately for people that did do the Saliba in for Gabriel, he got an assist. Now, thankfully, I've missed out on 4 points. That's it. I've missed out on 4 points. You could also argue throwing the Haaland captaincy as well, so that's 30 points. That's 17 points I've missed out on. It's 17 points at the end of the day. I've still got my captaincy in Rashford on Monday. Without going over it, I am expecting Man United to do quite well against Wolves, I'd like to think. And Rashford's going to be the key man. It's quite simple, really. So I'd like to hope that Rashford gets some form of attack in return. I think, so far this game week has been pretty much as expected. Again, I will continue reiterating this point, that the reality of the situation is that, if you fell into the trap of changing players because of leaked team news or whatever, yes, all right, it worked out with the Arsenal fixture. It did. You couldn't make it up. Saliba getting a goal, an assist, you couldn't make it up. But thankfully, Nottingham Forest scored. So it wiped out the clean sheet, because Saliba was on for 3 bonus and now he's not going to be getting anything. So, but certainly the game that I was asked the question yesterday, what are you expecting from a shock result? And for me, obviously the shock result is Newcastle absolutely hammering Aston Villa. I don't know how the game went, but for Aston Villa to lose 5-1 is quite extraordinary, really, quite extraordinary, and it means that Burnley won't be bottom of the table. To be honest with you, I am glad that we're not going to be there for the next 2 weeks. To be honest with you, but no, I think with my team, it's just trying to stay focused on this plan that I've got regarding Watkins, but I think I can just relax and breathe and just wait on tomorrow's games, with obviously Chelsea at home to Liverpool. That's got some big what's the word I'm looking for here? I can't even think. Permutations. It's got some big permutations on that game, along with Brentford-Tottenham. Brentford with Mbeumo, and then Tottenham with Richarlison / Maddison, but mainly Richarlison. People are putting in there instead. So it's going to be Salah watch, Diaz watch, Jota watch tomorrow. Anybody in Chelsea I'm going to be looking at. Quite simple. How does Chilwell play, Jackson play, Reece James play, and so on and so forth. Brentford I really couldn't care less about. We already know how they play anyway. So I am I'm looking forward to tomorrow. It's going to be a nice day of watching football. I think Brew is going to the game as well. So, yeah. I mean, ironically, I've had a good day in Sky. That's the irony. In Sky, I've got Johnston and Bowen from today, and I think I've got Estupinan. I'm pretty certain I've got Estupinan as well. So, yeah, it's pretty nuts to think that I've done better in Sky. Now, don't get me wrong, there are certain players that I didn't own, like Rodri or whatever, but again, I'm completely brand new to the game, and I need to understand like the workings of how it goes, in the sense of, you know, pass completion rates and tackles and all this nonsense to get an understanding. But the fact that, as I've detailed on my own personal channel, you know, I have got a plan in place. Yeah, I've got Johnston came through today, Estupinan and Bowen. And I had Pedro as well. So I had Pedro, Bowen, Estupinan and Johnston. And Eze, by all accounts, played very, very well today. A bit disappointed he didn't get anything, but I expect him to get something against Arsenal. Anyway, I did predict that. I said that I'm happy to have him against Arsenal. I think Eze's fixture proof, to be honest. But in the Sky game, I've still got Varane, Colwill, Rashford, Salah. Salah left to play. Rashford and Salah being my captains in those particular fixtures. But going on this particular game week, I will just bring up my team, because obviously the scores are right in front of you there. We all know what the scores are. So here's my team right there. 39 points. It's all pretty straightforward, to be honest with you. Still got a lot of players still left to play, like many of us. Anana, Chilwell, Fernandez still left to play, and obviously Rashford captain. And if the Rashford captain comes through with as I keep banging on about, if he comes through with a double digit haul, let's just say 10 points, I'll tell you what, I'll be very, very, very happy with getting 10 points from Rashford. I'd be very happy with that. Because that would be, 3 points less. 3 points less than Haaland. And I'll take that right now. I will take a 10-pointer from Rashford. That would be great. Just quickly say hello to a few people in the chat that have been here for a while. Zimmy, Tonsteiner, or Stainer, however you want to pronounce your bloody name. Matthew Zaishi, Ricky, Milan Milic, Andy Dixon. Don't know why that name just amuses me. Don't know why. A. Dawson, Mr. Reed, Animations, Everything FPL, Andrew Ferguson, Colm, Jonathan Mahoney, Dazid 316. Every time I read your name, I just do the Stone Cold Steve Austin. Dazid 316 says, I just kicked your ass. So, yeah, and I think certainly I could tell that Jason was clearly dejected from obviously last night's shenanigans with the Burnley game and all this. You know, I made the point last night, look, Kevin De Bruyne is a world-class player. He dictates everything Man City do. That's what he does. That's his job. But as people said, he's barely had any pre-season. And you've gone with a plan. You've got a plan. Salah and Garnacho. Leave it. He can say all he wants that he doesn't regret it. I'm telling you now, he will have done. He would have regretted it. Yes, if Foden... It's like an individual on Twitter said earlier regarding the fact they took Fernandez out for Foden and they've regretted it. And I just said, but why are you going against your own personal plans? If you had a personal thought process of, I want Foden in if the team news breaks and Foden's starting, I'm going to have him in, then that's your decision. You've made it. Done. Brilliant. But you can't then start complaining that, oh, I wish I hadn't done it now. Yeah, but you had a plan. Your plan was to be bringing in Foden no matter what. And you did it. And that's what happened. You got 3 points. These things happen. Like I said last night, it was Manchester City A versus Manchester City C. That's all it was. It was a training ground match. Man City A got 3 attempts on goal and they scored all 3. You present one simple chance to Haaland, he's going to score. He's going to score. And unfortunately, we gave him 2 chances and he scored. Again, I reiterate this point. I didn't expect us to be 1-0 down after 2 minutes. That first 5 minutes was watching Sean Dyche's Burnley. We're not like that. We're like what we were in the second half. Press, press, press. Pass, pass, pass. The problem with us, as I've stated 1,000 times, is that we do not create enough chances to score. And by the way, don't worry about the Man City game. Forget it. It happened in the Championship as well. We created lots of chances, but there was no one there to put the ball in the back of the net. It's just because it's the Championship, it's such a poor level, you can score against anybody. It's just based on percentages that if you create lots of chances, you are going to score goals. In the Premier League, it's a completely different ball game. You will not score with just one opportunity. I mean, how many attempts did we have last night, really? 2? 2 opportunities, and they weren't clear-cut enough where we troubled Edison, really. So, but yeah, going on to today, I have got a total of, I think it's like 39 points, something like that. And yeah, it's looking likely that the bonus points, I was hoping I would get like maybe 1 cheeky bonus for Eze. But no, it's going to be Anderson, who is Dread FPL's first sub, but unfortunately Gabriel's blocking him off, would you believe? Mitchell and Edward getting the bonus there. Then in the Everton game, what did I tell you about Everton? Everybody shot me down. You don't know what you're talking about, Steve-O. You're speaking absolute nonsense. No, I'm not. You think that result's going to go down well with the Everton fan? Don't get me wrong, I've heard Leno made 25,000 saves. I get it. I get the fact that he stopped the amount of opportunities that Everton presented, and well done to Dan. Dan's got Leno. But the reality is that I said it all along. Dyche is going to be potentially fired by game week 10. I said it all along. He, for me, could be the first manager gone. Could be. If results continue going that way. Losing 1-0 at home to Fulham. If they got a draw 1-1, they probably wouldn't be happy, but at least it's a point. But losing 1-0? Now they've got Aston Villa next. Aston Villa coming off the back of a 5-1 battering. Unai Emery's going to shove a rocket up that backside. I've already said Aston Villa are winning that 2 or 3-0. Could be more, could be less. Game week 3. Everton at home to Wolves. That has got 0-0 or 1-0 Everton or 1-0 Wolves, or basically 1-0 either way written all over it. Because that's what Dyche does. He goes into panic mode and he goes into this defensive block again because he doesn't want to lose. Next week is going to be exactly the same, a 4-5. It'll be a 4-6 formation against Aston Villa. So Unai Emery needs to come up with a plan. How the hell do I break down this team with 10 players behind the ball? That's what's going to happen. That's how it will happen. So I'm going to be very interested to see where Everton go with with Dyche at the moment. Ironically, I'm grateful that Gabriel came on because Matty Cash got a -1. I'm assuming he got a yellow card. Yeah, he did. So Matty Cash got a yellow card. Could have scored, by all accounts. Could have scored in that game. And I'm like I said, I'm happy with this team. It's just waiting on this week to go by, where I look at the price rises, and as it stands right now, Rodrigo is topping that list, but we know that Pedro will be the guy that will be coming through at some point this week. And yeah, he is being brought in by 31,000, whereas Watkins, ironically, Watkins has been brought in already. I'm actually genuinely tempted I'm genuinely tempted because of this to potentially do this move quite early, so I don't miss out on the price rise of Ollie Watkins, because I really do not want to be priced out of this. I mean, if I go on the fantasy, what was it, fantasy football fix or something that does the price rises stuff that I use. Here we go. Here, FPL statistics, that's what it is. So yes, here we go. Here, so if I type in Watkins as an example, he's at 11% to be going up, whereas Pedro 16. So these two are kind of on an even path here to be going up in price. I think I can just wait it out. Just really. Colm saying, I brought in Leno for probably the whole of the season. Today was just a bonus. Llama saying, did I do well with my 50p bets? Yeah, you follow me on Twitter, you would have seen it. Yeah, I put £8 worth of bets down, and that's from today's games, tomorrow's and Monday, and I'm already about £2 up, roughly about £2 up. So the irony is, of course, is that mainly it's because of a triple that came through on both teams to score. Thankfully, they were that came through. Someone asked about my take on Gabriel. I just think that Arteta just gave him a day off. That's all it was. He'll be back in the starting 11. He's learned his mistake now. He's learned his mistake. Gabriel's in. Saliba will be in. Done. Both teams to continue as per normal. Yakov saying, have you got any bets for tomorrow yet? It's just the popular picks. Jackson, Salah, Jota, Diaz, all to score at any time. Anderson saying, shall I sell Gabriel? Yeah, get on with it. Just get on with selling him. Yakov saying, I would have triple captain Haaland. Why didn't you then? No point. There's no point in coming out saying, oh, I would have done it. Why didn't you? Dereco asking, anybody watch? Oh yeah, that reminds me, Dereco. So the other day, I had a piece of paper from 4 years ago. Funny enough, Llama's name was on there as well. And it was about our mini league. And you, if you remember this, were 12th in the whole world. You were 12th in the whole world. And weren't you number 1 or something as well, Dereco? Do you remember this? Sanchez may become the best 4.5 keeper. Yeah, if the whole move goes through with Kepa and everything. Yeah, I mean, I'm on a Nana at the moment, and look, tomorrow I'm going to be, it's literally going to be Chelsea watch for me tomorrow. That is exactly what I'm doing. Who are you captain next week? Have a random guess. But yeah, I think that with Onana, I really do have a lot of faith in him, and I think that Onana could be a really, really good player. I completely forgot, by the way. I did put a poll. Oh, that's it. I was number 1 in the world for Saturday. Number 1 in the world for Saturday. I remember when Jason was... Do you remember when Jason was 64th? 64th in the whole world? That was 4 seasons ago. Yeah, I put a poll up in the thing saying, are you happy with how things have gone so far? Yes is the majority vote, no, and then I'm a Villa fan. What do you think about Captain and Watkins in game week 2? It's not like captaining Rashford against Wolves, unfortunately. I wouldn't back against Haaland in game week 2. I think that despite the game being very, very tough, that game is going to be very open. Newcastle ain't going to go there going, oh, we're going to have to park the bus. No. That game, for me, that game has got goals in it. 3-1, 3-2, 4-2, something like that. I think that could be a really, really good end-to-end game, depending on how they get on in the Super Cup. Eddie Howe's got no fear. He's going to go there to win. It's great. And I think that looking at my team here, obviously I've got no Liverpool. The plan is to be getting rid of, well, whether it's Martinelli or potentially Fernandes, to bring in one of Diaz or Jota. But again, it's all going to be based on tomorrow, because apparently Martinelli played really well today. Martinelli was supposedly, according to Mark Goldbridge, which I just want to say this, by the way, I said it to my mate Mr. Reed, I find it highly embarrassing, and I know I've got a big thing about this, I find it highly embarrassing when a man who's got quite literally millions of followers, who's on TalkSport at the moment, so if you don't want to listen to this rubbish, you can listen to him. He's on TalkSport at the moment, he's got millions of followers and has the audacity to say to the audience, yeah, I'm really, really, really amazed that I'm number 4 as a podcast in the sports charts. I'm really amazed. What? Yeah, Gary Lineker's got loads and loads of money behind him where he can pump out adverts for his new podcast. We don't have that. You're fucking winding me up, aren't you? And I literally said this. It's not the Total Stevo podcast. It's not Elite FPL. It's not the Casuals. It's not FPL Juice. Net the Hall. All these other tiny little bloody independent podcasts where they got nothing. And you have the audacity to come out and say, I don't know how we're number 4. Let's have a fucking think, shall we? I just find it so insulting. Just be humble about it. Just say, oh, it's really cool that we're number 4 in the podcast. Brilliant, fine. Don't come out with crap like, oh, God, I can't believe it because that those people have got advertising behind it. So what you're saying is you want to be number 1. Oh, so you're just doing this to be number 1. You're not doing it because you want to do it. You just want to do it for the sake of being number 1. So honestly, I find it so tragic. And yet, ironically, I like Mark Goldbridge. I like listening to his live streams. But when these people, these large content creators come out with nonsense, it really offends me. It really offends me. Like I said, if he was like a complete nobody where he had, a few thousand subscribers and he was number 4 in the charts, brilliant. You got millions of people backing you. All you have to say on stream is, yeah, I got a new podcast. Of that 20,000 people watching you, in fact, fuck that. He had about, I think it was like 32,000 watching him today. 32,000 people watching him today. Of that, even if he got, 10%? He's still doing pretty good for himself. Andrew Ferguson saying that Martinelli had a very average game. Again, I can only go on what an individual who I've just been slating just now said, because I was just listening to his stream. Matty saying that Salah captain next week. Yeah, if you own him, captain him, done. Happy days. That's the main thing. Men in Black saying 126 people watching, only 14 likes. Yep. If you're enjoying the stream, if you enjoy what me and Jason do, hit the like. Oh yeah, I'm going to do a Mark Goldbridge. Can we get to 7,200 today? Can we get to 7,200 subscribers today? Not 993,000. Crayon Dave saying people going crazy about Martinelli because he did literally one great thing. Again, I can only comment on what I heard. What are your thoughts on Pedro? I thought he was great, made lots of forward runs, looks like he will be dangerous. Brilliant. There's your opinion, done. Happy days. I don't know, I don't watch the stuff. I just listen in to what I'm hearing from various commentators or whatever. If he's a good pick, he's a good pick. He was always, by all accounts, even from pre-season, people were happy with him. Right, Yakov saying I was responding to people asking how people got 39 points of Holland, right? Andy Dixon saying I'll captain Saka again, don't bother. What? In fact, fuck it, captain him, please do. Please captain Saka, do it. Matt Stitt saying DRB better captain than Watkins. Yakov saying Arsenal were absolutely dominant right until the Forest goal, got their goal, and then they were on the ropes a bit. I do question their mentality. Us sacking captain's got to return to Steve Rashford goal, hopefully. Yeah. Again, it's not you're making out as if the Saka goal was lucky. Saka at home, he's another one. Saka always does well at home. Always. All of last season, any home game, I think he blanked probably in 2 or 3. Of the 16, 17 home games they played last year, he blanked in about 2 or 3. He's always going to get a return at home. He's away from home, he's not great. It's like Odegaard. Odegaard's another one. He last year was better away from home. So for people like Jason, you hold him. Not that Jason's going to sell him, but you hold him. Same with Eze next week. Eze, I am expecting him to score against Arsenal next week. Very happy with him. Very happy with Eze, to be honest. I'm just going to quickly go through the... well, it's not going to be updated much, is it? The league tables, but certainly the YouTube chat league. Let's just quickly see who is at this standing... Oh no, okay, it has updated. So I should be able to bring this on the screen. Llama, I'm going to need your tech help here. I have no idea why the comments aren't coming up on the screen either, but so the YouTube, it's easy to find as well. Good. So this is top spot. $72 points so far, and the individual in question is Kickus. I think Kickus is even here now. So Kickus is top of the YouTube chat league right now as it stands right this split second. And I tell you what, I saw one of the Everton disallowed goals, and Tarkowski could have got you an assist. Leno in goal. Estupinan, Saliba, March. It's the differentials you're looking at here. March and Watkins. But March and Leno are the two that have come out on top for kickers here. After that, do you know what the worst thing is? Is that because these people are... Cinnamon. Right, Cinnamon's second. Oh, he had Ake. He had Ake in his team. Cinnamon did. And like I say, it's these tiny, tiny little differentials in which are the ones that kind of shoot you up I'm stating the bloody obvious, I'm fully aware of this, but shoot you up these ranks here. Again, another one with Leno in goal. Wait a minute, that's not his team. Whose team is that? That is second, that's third spot. Well, this is third spot then. This is... Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. It's updated in the last 2 seconds. Am I going mad here? The YouTube chat league is literally updated in the last 2 seconds, so actually Peter Scullion is top. Okay. Let's have a quick look at it. Let's put Peter Scullion's team up on top. If it's updated up on here. I think it has. Yeah. Is that Peter Scullion's team? Sorry, for anybody that doesn't know, on OBS they've completely messed everything about, and I've said it a billion times. I can't see a flaming thing on here. It's too small. Yeah, this is Peter Scullion's team. It has literally updated in the last few seconds. Yeah, Peter Scullion with March. Leno, that's mental. Obviously, I remember Jason mocking Dan for having Leno the other day. But you've then got the likes of... Who else is there in the YouTube chat league? For argument's sake, we've got Colm, who's second, Gravy Dave third, Michael Swedin fourth, Cinnamon fifth, Gabriel De Rop and Alex Volo. Big shout out to Alex Volo, who's done our thumbnails. Alex Volo, March, Anderson. March and Anderson in his team. Yeah, Pickford in goal. Yeah, those two. Anderson. And he's coming in with 3 bonus as well. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Ramanathan saying King goal should have stood. Leno foul didn't look like one. The team looks quality. Haaland and Salah, and the squad doesn't look stretched at all. Whose team is that? Is that who's top? Is that Peter Scullion's team you're referring to? Or is that Kickus's? No, it is Peter Scullion's. And this is the thing. So Peter's team, he's got Bulldog, Enzo and Colwill on the bench. Enzo. 3-4-3. It's the fact that he's got the cheap defenders, isn't it? And he's going to be going with the rotation between those two. So next week he's going to probably play. Well, I say he's probably going to play Chelsea's Colwill ahead of Tarkowski, or could play Bulldog instead of Tarkowski. But yeah, this is the thing now. We all have hindsight with all this stuff. That's the reality of the situation. We all have hindsight, and if certain players came through, we don't say things like, "Oh well, Salah, Salah blanks tomorrow." I always look at the moderator league sometimes because I have a lot of respect for the individuals in it, and I mean, Firetog's team is ridiculous. Reece James, Chilwell, Garnacho, Rashford captain, Richarlison left. Insane. Colm saying, I know it was a toss-up between Garnacho, Trossard and Pedro for me. Hopefully left the right one on the bench. So Colm is referring to the fact that it's Bernardo Silva. It's very strange. If I show you Colm's team here for a split second, it's a bit different. He has actually got Trent Alexander-Arnold in there. So Saliba, Estupiñán, Trent, Trossard, Rashford, Bernardo, but we all knew the risks with Trossard, unfortunately. We knew he wasn't going to start, even though people are calling for him to start. Leno in goal as well. That's the thing with this team, is that it's got the Leno, and this, again, like I said, a lot of people just look at all this stuff and be like, oh, why don't I go with this player and that player? It's game week 1. Worry about in game week 30 when there's still 8 game weeks to go and when you can make some real decisive moves. Only 68 have Onana and Rashford left. I love that. Only 68, still double my score. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there. There's not much I can really add, to be honest with you. All I can say is that thanks for tuning in. Really do appreciate it, and hoping tomorrow we're gonna get a good game out of Chelsea Liverpool. I am predicting I've gone 1-1, but my heart says 3-2 Liverpool, 3-2, 3-1 Liverpool. My head says 1-1. And the Brentford-Tottenham game, I went Brentford to win. So I think it could be a good day of football tomorrow. Who knows? Anyway, let's get out of here. Cheers everybody for watching. As ever, if you enjoyed the stream, why not hit the like button? If you enjoy the content, why not hit the subscribe button? Other than that, I'm getting out of here. See you.